Sahanavavatu Sahanabhunaktu Sahaviyankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
126. Nadhyurmyadika drishtantaihi samsarasyapyanishtatam mithyatvam ca vititya brajed jnanadhikaritam. Having heard the description of Samsari given by Prajapati Hiranyagarbha, Valakshmias were surprised and they asked the upaya for pratikara of samsara. How this samsara can be remedied? In other words, how this bhutatmata can be shamnit, means discarded, terminated. How the bhutatmata means jivatva, how jivatva can be eliminated. That was the question by Valakshmias to Prajapati, for which now answer is being given. Says, first, one should acquire the eligibility to gain the knowledge. That is called as jnanadhikarita. Adhikarita, eligibility. To gain the knowledge, one has to acquire. How it can be acquired? By proper assessment of the world. So we take many things for granted in the world. So cut the world to its own size and discover these two aspects. What are those? Nadhyurmyadika drishtantaihi samsarasya api anishtata. What are drishtanta? See separately. So what is to be discovered is samsarasya api anishtata. Samsara is something which is not desirable. Ishta means desirable. Anishta, not desirable. It is undesirable. Though there are certain glamours. Glamorous things are there, fascinating things are there, but externally it may appear to be highly desirable, but truly speaking, if one inquires into its nature, it is not at all desirable. That is one thing. Means, samsara, the accomplishments in life which make the individual continued in this samsara is not at all desirable. That one has to discover by proper inquiry. Second thing is, mithyatvam ca vinishtisya. Samsarasya mithyatvam vinishtisya. Having ascertained the false nature here is a transitory nature, because samsara is false, the world is false, you can totally discover only in the wake of Atmadhyana, Brahmadhyana. But by inquiry, ascertain that it is something transitory in nature, and whatever that is transitory in nature comes and goes, cannot be true, cannot be real. From that standpoint, mithyatvam ca vinishtisya. So having discovered these two, anishtata, undesirability of samsara, and also mithyatva, false nature of samsara. So thereby what one has to gain? Jnanadhikaritam braje. One should acquire the jnanadhikarita, eligibility to gain the knowledge. Now how it is to be done? So how one has to inquire about the nature of this samsara? That is told in the original Shruti Upanishad by certain illustrations. There are 14 illustrations of them, beginning from Nadhyurmyadika drishtantaihi. So the Urmi is waves, the waves in the river. So that we'll see what that illustration of waves in the river is. So with these illustrations, totally 14 are there. So this way one has to inquire and find out how samsara is not something acceptable or desirable, it is false in nature. So now, what are they? Let us see one by one. Mahanadishu urmayaha iva nivartakam asya yat purakrutam. Mahanadishu urmayaha iva nivartakam asya yat purakrutam. Means the past karmas are something that cannot be avoided. You can't stop them, you can't withhold them. You can withhold them just just like stopping the waves in a big river. Can you stop? Just as you can't stop the waves in a big river like Brahmaputra, let us say. You can't stop them. Like that only you can stop the karma phalas. Means karma phalas are unavoidable. One has to face the consequences of one's own karma. It says, Mahanadishu, in big rivers, Urmayaha, the waves. Iva, like that. What is that like the waves? Iva, Nivartakam. Nivartakam means returning or ceasing or removing. It can be taken both ways. Just as the waves in the big rivers, they incessantly what they happen? They repeatedly come again and again, they return again and again. Like that, due to karma phalas, the janma marana is going to recur again and again. It is going to come again and again. Nivartakam, or it can be nivartakam, can be ceasing and removing in the sense, in the negative sense. Just as you can stop the waves in the river, so you can stop the karma phalas. Means that you can't stop. Equally, karma phalas also you can't stop. So, nivartakam. Asya means bhutatmanaha. Bhutatmanaha means jivatmanaha. Jivasya, of the jiva. Yat, whatever that is. Purakrutam. Purakrutam is past. Whatever that had been done in the past means karma phala. Mahanadishu urmayaha iva nivartakam asya yat purakrutam. The karma phalas of this jiva are unavoidable, like, or it cannot be stopped, like the waves in the river. Second one is samudra veleva durnirvaryam asya mrityoho agamanam. Like the oncoming tide in the ocean. Who can stop it? The tide in the ocean cannot be stopped. Like that, arrival of death can never be stopped. That is what it says. Samudra vela iva, like the tide in the ocean, durnivaryam, which is something which is impossible to, that is, stop or eliminate. What is that? Asya means bhutatmanaha, jivatmanaha, jivasya, of the jiva. What is that in the case of jiva? Mrityoho agamanam. The coming or the arrival of death can never be stopped, like no one can stop the tide in the ocean. That is, this is all these are certain things, so one has to face, and certainly it is going to be something which is very sorrowful. There in your book, you have given 14. In one or two little variation is there. Is that what is original thing I am giving here? Sadasat phalamaihi hi pashaihi Pashuriva Baddham. The translation given slightly varies. Original is like this. Sarasat Phalamaihi Pashaihi Pashu Iva Baddham. This person, Bhutatma, Jiva, is Baddham. That is what he is tied, he is bound. How? Pashaihi Pashuhu Pashaihi Pashu Iva. By the rope, an animal is tied. So, this individual jiva is tied up. What is the pasha in the case of this jiva? Sadasat phalamayaihi. The pashas are in terms of results of actions. These are sat and asat. Sadasat is papa and punya. Sat is punya, asat is papa. So, here in this context. So, by the karma phalas in terms of papa punya, this individual jiva is tied up like a pashu, like an animal which is tied up by the rope. Fourth one, bandhanasthaha iva asvatantram. That accusative comes there because of something in the actual original. Shruti is having known this, etc. That accusative comes there. Bandhanasthaha iva asvatantram. Like a person who is bandhanasthaha, imprisoned. Like an imprisoned person who doesn't have any freedom whatsoever. An imprisoned person has no freedom whatsoever. Like this, the jiva is who? Aspatantraha. Aspatantraha lacks freedom, has no freedom, like a person who is imprisoned, bandhanasthaha. So he has no freedom whatsoever. Yama Vishayasitvan, Yama Vishayasthaha, Iva Bhayavastham. Like a person who is Yama Vishayastha. Here Vishaya is domain, like the kingdom as it were. Like the person who is in the domain of Yamaraja. What is it? Naraka. So Yama Vishaya is actually Naraka. So one who is in the domain of Yama, that is namely Naraka. So Yama Vishayastha, like a person who is in the Naraka. What is the condition of a person who is in the hell, Naraka? Bhayavastham, frightening that. You must have read some description. Yellow is beaten, then tied to a huge iron pillar, and that iron pillar is what? Red hot, and all this is because of wounds, blood is oozing, and he is tied to red hot iron pillar, and then what? Saline water is sprinkled on him. And many such descriptions are there. Vaitarini Nadi, etc. All these, like Bhayavaha. Even the site itself is Bhayavaha. Dharmaraja was taken. Dharmaraja, before being taken to heaven, one or two mistakes he had done. So he was first taken to hell. So he was about to faint there. He was about to faint as such. Anyway, but because of his arrival, what happened? The people, that is those jivas who were in the hell, they got some relief as such because of his punya. Anyway, so like this. So Bhayavastham, very frightening. So that is this. From moment to moment, fear is bound to be there. And fear comes from where? Dvaitadi bhayam bhavati. From anything and everything other than myself, there is potential sorrow. May come or may not come. Potentially sorrow is bound to be there. Always fear is from something other than myself. So dvaitadi bhayam bhavati. That way bhayavastham, something totally frightening in nature. That is what samsara is. Again, 6. Madironmattaha iva amoda madironmattam. Madironmattaha iva. Like a person intoxicated by liquor. So, now a person who is intoxicated by liquor, what happens? He is not in his senses. So also, this person he also is intoxicated. But what is the Madira here? What is the liquor here? Amoda Madironmat. Amoda means Priti Asakti. What is called Amoda means Dara Putradau Nesta Pritihi Amodaha. Priti here means not just love, infatuation. The infatuation covered Dara Putradau. Dara, wife, means wife, husband, children, all these with respect to these. Dara Putradau. Nesta Pritihi, whatever the infatuation is there, so that is like the liquor, this fellow is totally intoxicated by that infatuation. Again, what is the state of mind of this individual jiva? Papana grihitaha iva dhamyamanam. Papana here, no, like a person possessed with ghosts. So the Swamiji ghosts are there. That is not the topic here. So that was that. They denied also, but don't get scared about that. They can't do anything to you because you are studying Vedanta. They can't come anywhere near you. Wherever the name of the Lord is there, etc., they can't, because they are also like jivas only. They also have got fear. So therefore, with the name of the Lord, etc., they can't do anything as such. So that's fine. Now, Papmana means Pishachopama Papmana. Papmana actually means devil. What type of devil? Like ghost. Pishachopama Papmana. Grihitaha iva, as though possessed, not really possessed, as though possessed. Brahmyamanam, mind is what? Whirling. Brahmyamanam means Vyaghurnamana Chittatva. Brahmyamanam means like whirling. That is what is called as Vyaghurnamana Chittatva. Means the mind is whirling. The mind of this individual is whirling like the person who is possessed by the ghost, because he has no freedom as such. That way, 8.1. Mahoraga dashtaha iva vipaddashtam. Maha uragaha. Uragaha is a snake, serpent, not ordinary snake. Maha, like a cobra or a black snake, very dangerous. So, great or such thing. So, mahoragaha, mahauraga, mahoraga, dashtaha. Dashta means stung by a big elephant. Like that, this person is always vipadashtam. Stung by what? All vipad means calamity. So, always he is steeped in calamity. The problem is he doesn't know that they are calamities. So he has got these calamities. Or otherwise they are potentially there, though not surface for the time being. Ninth one. Mahandhakaraha iva ragandham. So a person who is caught up in pitch darkness, what is its life? He will not be able to do anything, he will not be able to proceed. So like this, Mahandhakaraha iva, like a person who is caught up in the pitch darkness, doesn't know what to do and what not to do, iva, this person also is what? Ragandham, totally blinded by this raga, this like for this and that, means there is no such thing in him. Kritya viveka, being absent or rare. He doesn't have the viveka, discrimination as to what is kritya to be done, what is akritya, what is not to be done. This either viveka is not there or it is rare. Sometimes it is there, otherwise it is not there. Generally it is not there. Okay, the world is like this. Indrajalaha iva mayamayam. Indrajala here is magic. Like the magic, the entire Jagat is product of Maya, means it is another magic only. There is no substance in that. 11. Swapnaha iva mithya darshanam. Like the dream, all the Jagat that is experienced, truly speaking, is false in its true nature. And therefore, it has no real essence, no kiss. 12. Kadali garbhaha iva asaram. Asaram, pissless, like Kadali garbha, like the stem of the plantain tree. There is nothing, no substance, though it appears to be a big one, you go on feeling of, there is nothing left out afterwards. So asaram, Kadali garbhaha iva asaram. Again, his embodiment is, how long it can last, it is not at all durable. Nataha iva kshanavesham. Like an actor who assumes different parts. How long? For a while only. Kshanavesham, momentary. So therefore, his roles in terms of different embodiments are kshanavesham. See, even 100 years is a kshana compared to kalpa. It is just nothing as such. So therefore, momentary in nature. Nataha iva kshanavesham. Finally, Chitta bhittaha iva nitya manoramam. Like chitta bhittaha, like a painting on the wall. Like a painting on the wall, picture on the wall. It is manoramam. It is beautiful, but it is all false. Suppose you are in a house and that is huge painting is there. What is the painting? A huge waterfall is there. And what happened was that day there was no municipal water at all. And whatever yesterday's stock was there, that was over. And you are so thirsty now, there is no water for a bath also. Already 3 p.m. You have not got even a single glass of water from the morning. And right in front of you is what? A huge waterfall. Nitya manoramam. It's beautiful to look at, but of no utility at all. So, chitra bhittaha iva. So, that is, it appears to be pleasant, but really it is false. It can't serve the purpose. It can never give the contentment, peace that we really want in life. So, like this, so one has to analyze the life for which 14 illustrations are given, and there, at the end of these 14 illustrations, so Prajapati concludes. If you can take shloka, concludes like this. Shabda sparshada yoyerthaha anartha ivate sthitaha येषां सक्तस्तु bhutatma nasmarecha param tadapadam. Not in your book. You can take it. Shabdasparshadayaha ye arthaha. Shabdasparshadayo ye arthaha. Shabdasparshadayaha ye arthaha. If you write, it becomes Shabdasparshadayo ye arthaha by Sandhi. Anartha iva te stitaha. Sandhi breaking. Anarthaha iva te stitaha. Anarthaha iva te stitaha. Yesham saktaha tu saktastu. Yesham saktastu. That is saktaha tu saktastu. Hutatma nasmarecha parampadam. Nasmarecha parampadam. Why vairagya is required? Why it is such a all these 14 illustrations are given? Because if vairagya is not there, one will never take inquiry to know what one's Swarupa is, nor will one be able to gain the knowledge. It says, Shabdasparshadayaha ye arthaha. Whatever the sense objects are there in the world, namely Shabdasparsha adi means Rasa, Rupa, Gandha. The sense objects, they are ye arthaha, which are artha. What is artha? That's fine. Etymologically. Whatever that is sought after. Arthyate, prarthyate, iti artha. So whatever that is sought after, we want it. I want. That is something which is sought after. Arthyate, prartha. Now these Shabdasparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha are generally hankered for by all the people. Truly speaking, they are what they are, anarthaha. Anartha means not to be sought after. Na arthyate, na prarthate, are not worthy to be sought after. Though appear to be arthaha, something that has to be sought after, truly anarthaha ivate stitaha. As though they are nothing but anartha. Anartha also means calamity. They are nothing but future calamities only, though in the beginning they may give, that is, some solace, etc., comfort they may give. One thing, not much is one death is itself enough. One death is enough that to show that they are anartha. Why? For Shabdasparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, for enjoyment, what is required? Body. That you are, and that body, identification the body. That is the end of, and that also being yourself being Chaitanya Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa, who has nothing to do whatsoever with the embodiment and all the problems and the features of the embodiment, and this hanging oneself to this, that itself is anartha. All starting from where? Shabdasparsha, etc., hankering from what? And therefore, Yesham saktastu bhutatma. This bhutatma who is saktaha, asaktaha, totally attached, totally dependent on this sense object in which who is attached or to whom he is attached. Yesham saktastu bhutatma. As a result, what does he do? Nasmarecha parampadam. Parampadam nasmare. One Swarupa is the highest, that is nature or true nature of oneself is the highest thing that has to be accomplished. Never he thinks of that, nor becomes to be so. That is why earlier Sakayana said, you have got vairagya, therefore it is, you have got the knowledge, you are a jnani. Why? That is the mean obstruction. So that being the case, vairagya needs to be developed. So by vairagya, one gains the jnanadhikaritva. One acquires the eligibility to gain the knowledge. So for that, then what are the means? That is actual remedy. The question is, what is the remedy for termination, discarding the jivatva of this jiva? So now is the, having given the eligibility, now is the remedy that is being told now. The means are like this. Yo vedeno dita vidya sa bhutatma pratikriya yogastu tirbodhaha choktam vede chatushayam या वेदेन उदिता विद्या सा भूतात्म प्रतिक्रिया, सा भूतात्म प्रतिक्रिया। वेदे तपः योगः स्तुतिः बोधः च चतुष्टयम् उक्तम्, बोधः च चतुष्टयम् उक्तम्। So this is what is the pratikriya, or what was asked by them as pratikara in 124. What is the pratikara for samsara, or what is the upaya 125? What is the upaya to eliminate, terminate the jivatva, bhutatmata of this jiva? Ya vedena udita vidya. Whatever vidya which is taught by Veda, udita means told, told means here taught. So whatever vidya or whatever knowledge revealed by Veda, what is it? Brahma vidya. Namely, Vedena udita vidya means Brahma vidya, Atma vidya, Brahma vidya. The vidya, the knowledge imparted by Vedas, revealed by Vedas, namely Brahma vidya. So that one, sa bhutatma pratikriya, is the one which is pratikriya. That means a remedying factor, counteracting factor, removing factor of bhutatma means jivatmatva. The status of jiva which is falsely attributed to atma, paramatma, can be removed by Brahma vidya. That is what one has to gain. So that is the pratikara, antidote, or that is the upaya. Brahma vidya can be gained. 4 means are there. Of course, jnanadhikarita must be there. Then along with that there are 4 means. What are those? He says, Vede, in the Vedas, the 4 means to gain Brahma Vidya are given. What are those? One Vede, tapaha. What is tapa will be elaborated. Tapa means here the karmanusthana in accordance with the Shastra. That is, performance of karma, so discharging one's own duties in terms of daily duties and occasional duties as specified by the Shastra, depending on one's status, like varna, ashrama, dharma. So that is what is the tapaha. Not here in this context, tapas is not ascetic practice. That also is part of it, because in karma also some ascetic practice also may come. So it will be described in detail. Yogaha. Yoga is chitta sama, absorption of the mind in one's own swarupa. Stutihi. Stuti here, actually, after the mind has got absorbed, of course up to the point of nirvikalpa samadhi also, when one is out from the absorption of the mind in Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, reviewing the world as nothing but manifestation of Brahma only. Looking at the world, entire world as nothing but manifestation of Brahma means Sarvatma Bhava. Sarvatma Bhava. That is what is Stuti here, not any other Stuti, praise. So that means appreciating, repeatedly dwelling or appreciating on the Sarvatma Bhava in the sense that entire Jagat is nothing but manifestation of Atma, Brahma. This aspect, appreciation of that aspect is called as Stutihi. Bodhaha. Bodhaha, the actual Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. Bodhaha cha chatushtayam vede uktam. The 4 means are given there in the Veda. Now, among these 4 means, the actual means is bodhaha. The actual means is what? For to remove the jivatva is bodha. Whereas tapa, yoga, stuti, they serve as the sadhanas, the means for gaining the actual bodha. So, tapa and stuti. Now here, what is tapa? Afterwards. What is tapa? What is yoga? And what is stuti? Their nature of these 3. And upayoga. What is the utility or purpose of tapa, yoga, stuti? These 3 things. About these 3 will be told in the forthcoming stanza. About bodha, it will not be told. Why? Already he has dwelt on this bodha. We have forgotten, that's okay. So already he has described two double doses, not one single dose, double dose. One by whom? Shakayanya to Brihadrata, other by Prajapati to Valakilya. So twice it is. One in the pretext of Shravana, other in the disguise of Manana. So therefore it is there. So Bodha, he is not going to say anything about that. But Tapa, Yoga, Stuti, what exactly is their nature? What is the Upayoga, utility of that will be now elaborated. First, Tapa. Very important thing as far as Tapa is concerned, because we straight away take tapas as ascetic practices. Generally our concept of tapas means standing on one head, or like Brihadratha did, no? Looking at sun with the hands up, etc. like this, etc. There are certain things, but actually tapa in general means swadharmanusthana, one gain through tapa. In what order it leads to Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, that is now reproduced two stanzas 128 and 129. Swakramochita dharmo yaha sa evasya tapo bhavet shanta sirmoha trishnadyaha tena tamasa rajasaha yaha swashramochita dharmaha saha eva asya tapaha bhavet tena tamasa rajasaha moha trishnadyaha shantaha sihu. Yaha, whatever this is, what it is. What is that? Swashramochita dharma. The dharma means here karma, not achara samhita, karma. Of course, which presupposes achara samhita also. So, karma. What type of karma? Swashramochita. Uchita, befitting to one's own ashrama, whether brahmacharya, grahastha or vanapra. Because for sannyasa, he has already gone through the drill and he has got exempted from that. So according to one's own status in life, brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, so whatever karma is expected to be done by the individual, so that is what is swashramochita dharma, that anushtana. Now here, anusthana of that karma, that is swashramochita dharma, means performance of karma in accordance with one's own status in life as per the Shastra. So saha eva, that anusthana itself, asya means jivasya bhutatmanaha tapaha bhavi, that is his tapa. So here it will be desirable if we see the original Shruti, because many things which I am not aware of are told there in that Shruti. There it is said, Maitreya Upanishad, 4th chapter, 2nd mantra. Whatever relevant I am taking, not entire mantra. So, mantra consists many more things, but this is what we want. Swadharmasya anucharanam swashrameshu eva anukramanam. What is following one's own swadharma? Swadharmasya anucharanam. Anucharana means following swadharma, one's own duty. What is it actually? He says, swashrameshu eva anukramanam. Anukramana means following. Swashrameshu, following one's own ashrama. Following one's own ashrama means following or performing the duties that are told in one's own ashrama. Again, what ashrama? Varnashrama. That is the brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha. Depending on that, what is expected to be done, that following that itself is what? Swadharmasya anucharanam swashrameshu eva anukramanam. Why this swadharma or discharge as told by Shastras is to be taken? The reason is swadharmaha eva sarvam dhatti. Swadharmaha eva, that is discharging one's own duties, karmanusthana expected of oneself, that itself is what? Sarvam dhatti. It sustains the entire jagat. Because everyone has to discharge one's own duties. That is how this wheel of action in the jagat is kept continued. I also have to contribute my share in the entire jagat. That is determined by who? Shastra. Those karmas I perform, I discharge those duties. Swadharmaha eva sarvam dhatti. Then, eshaha swadharmaha abhitaha yaha vedeshu yaha vedeshu na swadharmati kramena ashrami bhavati. The question comes, where these duties are told? This must be somebody's brainwave. No, this is told where? In the Vedas. It says, Eshaha swadharma. This swadharma, discharging one's own duties as told by Shastras. Where is it said? Abhitaha is told. Where it is told? Yaha vedeshu. Abhitaha yaha vedeshu. This swadharma, whatever that is told in the Vedas, that should not be transgressed. So it should not be transgressed. If one transgresses, he is violating one's own ashrama. That is what it says. Na swadharmati kramena ashrami bhavati. Na swadharmati kramena ashrami bhavati. Swadharmati kramena, by violating one's own dharma means not discharging one's own duties. No one becomes ashrami means that means he is not following one's own ashrama. To follow one's own status in life, one has to discharge these karmas as told in the Shastras, as specified in the Shastras. So, na swadharmati kramena ashrami bhavati. Then he says, who is tapasvi? Ashrameshu eva avastitaha tapasvi cha iti uchyate. This is what we want. He is a tapasvi. Who is a tapasvi? Ashrameshu eva avastitaha. One who is abiding in one's own ashrama. And what is abiding in one's own ashrama? Discharging the duties, performing the karmas as specified in the Shastras relevant to the particular ashrama. So therefore, ashrameshu eva avastitaha tapasvi chaiti uchyate. Tapasvi chaiti uchyate. Okay, why you want to be tapasvi? Let us not have that title as tapasvi. Is it? One who is not a tapasvi is not eligible to gain Atma Jnana. Is there in Vedas? Bhagavad Gita also you get this. Here also it says, Etadapi Yuktam. Is also told. What is that? Na tapaskasya Atma Jnani adhigamaha. Na tapaskasya means one who is not a tapaskaha, one who is not a tapasvi. And who is tapasvi here? One who does the karmanusthana according to ashrama. Na tapaskasya atmadhyani adhigamaha. No access to atmadhyana means one who is not a tapasvi in this sense cannot gain the atmadhyana. Not only he can't gain atmadhyana, karma shuddhirva. He can't get karma shuddhi also. What is karma shuddhi? What we know as duritakshaya. So karma shuddhirva. He cannot gain this karma shuddhi means papa karma shuddhi. Past lives, if papas are there, he cannot get cleansed from that. Means for him, that Duritakshaya is not there. That's why Karma Yoga etc. is given with Ishwarapana Buddhi. So Duritakshaya, Karma Shuddhirva, na iti, evam hi aha. Therefore it is said, tapasa prapyate sattvam. By tapas, one gets the sattvam. Sattvam is sattvic disposition. Sattva samprapyate manaha. This will be told in the 129th stanza. Tapasa prapyate sattvam. Tapasa means by performing one's own karmas as specified in the Shastras, one gains the sattva, the sattvic disposition. Sattva samprapyate manaha. By sattva guna, one gets the mind means not that he had no mind earlier. The mind which is fit to appreciate the Atma Sarupa, fit to gain the knowledge is gained. Tapasa Sattvat samprapyate manaha. By sattvic disposition, one has got the ready mind to gain the knowledge. Manasa prapyate tu atma. By manasa, by such ready mind, one gains atma means one gains atma jnana, brahma jnana. He atma patya nivartate. He indeed Atma Patya, by gaining the knowledge of Atma, Nivartate, gets eliminated. What gets eliminated? Samsara. So Nivartate means Samsaraha Nivartate. Samsara gets eliminated. And how it gets eliminated? Nacha Punaravartate. It doesn't return at all. So therefore one has to take to Karmanusthana, the performance of karmas, that is what is expected of oneself. So what happens by this tapas or karmanusthana is told in Skanda 129. Tachantau sattva vriddhi syat sattve naikagrata dhiyaha tayatma tattvanubhavaha tato mukto na samsaret. Tachantau sattva vriddhi syat satvena dhiyaha ekagrata again syat. Satvena dhiyaha ekagrata again syat. Taya atmatattvanubhavaha tataha muktaha add syat na samsare. Tachanta. Oh, second line of it. That is it. So, second line of 128. Swashramochita dharmaha yaha saha eva asya tapaha bhave. So, by this tapas, by swadharmanusthana, that is what? Being in one's own ashrama. What does one gain? By that, tena means tapasa. By karmanusthana, by discharging one's own duties as specified in the Shastra, this is what happens. Tamasa rajasaha moha trishnadyaha shantaha sihu. Morning we had a long list, is it not? In stanza 122 and 123. So rating also was over. So tamasa rajasaha. The tamasa vrittayaha rajasa vrittaya. Only sample is given in the 123 and 122. Of course, elaboration was not there, but we saw from the original Shruti. Tamasa vrittis are what? That is tamasa rajasa. Moha trishnadyaha. Moha trishnadyaha. Sammoha trishna. All we have seen in the morning in that 124 and 123. So, these tamasa vrittayaha shantaha syuhu. They get pacified. So, that is karma, tapas or karmanusthana, that is as told by Shastra, is required to get rid of these tamasa vrittis and rajasa vrittis. And if tamasa vritti, rajasa vrittis are there, one is not able to gain the knowledge. Well, sattva guna is not there. So to develop sattva guna, tamasa rajasa vrittis have to be terminated, for which ashramochita dharma, the karma has to be performed. Now, when these tamasa rajasa vrittis are pacified, one gets rid of them, sattva guna increases knowledge. Tachantau. Tachantau means tesham shantau. What tesham? Tamasa rajasa vrittinam shantau. All the effects of that means the vrittis, born like moha, trishna, etc. as told earlier, when those are shanta, they are pacified, they are hushed by this performance of the karma, because karma, as told in the Shastra, means one has to live a disciplined life. A disciplined life disciplines the mind also. And disciplined mind doesn't take the things for granted. It develops the faculty of viveka, discrimination. And therefore, one slowly gets rid of all these tamasa and rajasa, wrong things that are there in the cobwebs that are there in the mind, one gets rid of. So therefore, they become shanta, they get pacified, they are no more there, they get terminated, eliminated. Tat shantau, when rajasa and tamasa vrittis get, that is, eliminated, sattva vriddhi sya, one, that means sattva guna increases. How to know sattva guna has increased? Checklist you want? Sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Checklist no, Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. That's what third one, Shama, Damadi, Shatka Sampatti, Mumukshutva. Fine. Then Amanitvam, Adambhitvam, up to Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam, Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam. The 13th chapter of Gita, 20 values. Amanitvam, Adambhitvam, Ahimsa, Kshanti, Rajavam. Like this, you can take from above, okay? 20 of them. and then find out. But only one thing, if these are there, you will get plus. But tamas or rajas are there, what? Minus. Don't. That's here plus point, there it is minus point. They are to be eliminated, but these are to be cultivated. That keep in mind, okay? Otherwise, everybody will get distinction in tamas and rajas. There distinction will be there, but here only pass mark also may not be there. Anyway, so one has to develop the sattvic disposition, and that one has to get it up. So, tat shantau sattva vruddhi. The sattva guna, that is thrives, it is enriched. Then what happens? By sattva, what happens? Sattvena dhiyaha ekagrata. By sattva guna, one gains the chitta naishchalya, single pointed application of the mind to these pursuits. Others also in the world also there are people who have got the faculty of concentration, etc. Scientists certainly have got that is ekagrata. But here, in the pursuit of knowing one's own swarupa, the fickleness of the mind is not there. Of course, scientists may have where ekagrata in that particular pursuit, but not elsewhere. You know the very sad thing of Sir Isaac Newton. Poor fellow had spent last 7 or 8 years of his life in the lunatic asylum. Such a great scientist. So he had spent his life in lunatic asylum. So what use that science is? His discovery, etc., can be taken lightly. Such a thing, and he dedicated totally for this one. The other day I told, I think, how much single pointedness he had. He was not aware that he has taken the food. Did not tell here? That was it. So he was not aware that he had not taken the food. So much he used to get engrossed in that. Single pointed application was there, but yet is of no use. In this pursuit, dhiyaha ekagrata, that single pointedness, nishchalata, steadiness of the mind is able to gain. By that ekagradhi, what happens? By steady mind, what happens? Taya means ekagradhiya atma tattvanubhavaha. One is able to gain the atma tattvanubhava, what was seen earlier as atma anubhava. The mind assuming the swarupa of atma, because it is so shuddha and so nishtala, so pure, free from all the visheshas or attributes, the things, all the attributes. At the same time, it is nishtala, without wavering. So that way, atma tattva anubhavaha. Actually, this also shows that for the Vedanta pramana to function, what is required is atma tattva anubhava or atma anubhava as a very basic constituent. If this and then Vedanta points out, this is what your swarupa. Ayam atma is Brahma. That ayam atma, this phrase can work provided you have got the atma anubhava. Otherwise, it will be inferential knowledge. It is not aparoksha jnana. So that being the case, because in Vedanta we are talking of aparoksha jnana and not the paroksha jnana like swarga, etc., which are nitya paroksha, where the understanding is the thing that it comes in picture. But here it is not so. Truly speaking, this karmanusthana told here, duritakshaya, shuddhantakarna, chitta naishchalya, all these are required for what? Atma anubhava only. Atma anubhava only. Otherwise, if knowledge were only little infants, no, body etc. is inert, it can't function on its own. There must be, as Chaitanya Tattva, some sentiency principle must be there. That is what Atma. That is, for this inference, we don't need all this. What is required is little shraddha, some shraddha and little common sense is enough for that. All this karmanusthana, etc., all these are not at all required. So again, we can find this where that is antakarna shuddhi or chitta naishchalya, karmanusthana, vairagya, of all the things vairagya, of all the things. These will be totally redundant if it were an inferential knowledge. This can be verified from Bhagavad Gita also. So Bhagavad Gita Skanda 51 onwards. See, Swakarmana tamabhyartya siddhim vindati manavaha. There was Swakarmana tamabhyartya. By discharging one's own duties, thereby worshipping whom? Ishvara. So one gains the Shuddhi. Shuddhi means what? Antakarna Shuddhi. Thereafter, Lord Krishna says, one who has got Antakarna Shuddhi, how does he get the Jnana? That I am going to tell. In that, he gives a long list of what is to be done. What is that? Buddhya Vishuddhaya Yuktaha Dhrityatmanam Niyamya Cha Shabdadin Vishayan Sektva Ragadveshau Vidhasya Cha 18th chapter 51st stanza. That is Buddhya Vishuddhaya Yuktaha. Vishuddha Buddhi there after taking to Shravana Atma Nishtaya. What exactly is Atma Sarupa has to be that is ascertained by the person. That is what Shuddha Buddhi. Then Dhrutya Atmanam Niyamyacha. Dhruti. That is Dhruti, you should know that. Sattvic Dhruti he has discovered not an ordinary thing at all. How much effort is required. Perfect mastery and control over the body, indriyas, mind. That is where the Dhruti comes there. Dhrutya Atmanam. Atmanam is one's own body and antakarna. Having control, niyamyacha. Further, Shabdadin Vishayan Tektva. Withdrawing from Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha. And this, how will this fellow will survive afterward? For survival, whatever little food etc. required there, Raga Dveshau Vidhasya. There also for minimum things required for the sustenance, likes and dislikes should not be there. Vivikta Sevi Laghuhashi Yatavakaya Manasaha. Vivikta Sevi, living in a solitary place. Laghuhashi, limited food. Yatavakaya Manasaha, controlled walk, speech. Kaya, Manasa, mind. Yatavakaya Manasaha, Dhyana Yoga Paraha, totally dedicated for what? Dhyana Yoga, contemplation, Nididhyasana. So Nityam Vairagyam Samupashritaha. All the time what has to have? Vairagya he must have. So again, Ahankaram, Balam, Darpam, Kamam, Krodham, Parigraham, Vimuchya. Having given up Ahankara, audacity, Bala, physical strength means what? I can do anything, etc. So Balam, Darpam, Darpam also that haughtiness, Kamam, desire, Krodham, anger, Parigraham, possession. So Vimuchya, Nirmamaha, one who has no mindness, Shantaha, one whose mind is totally absorbed in the Swarupa, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpati. He is eligible, becomes fit to become one with Brahma. Why all this? If inferential knowledge is required, what is required? Only Shraddha to begin with, and little comes to inquire. And another thing here also. What did Valakilya ask? What is that principle which that means which enlivens, which makes this inert body sentient? And who is the one who prompts this embodiment to take to different actions? Is it not? That was the question. Prajapati answered, okay, by example of chariot, etc. Then why should Prajapati say, Prapashyatha, Atmanam Prapashyatha? Do you mean to say Valakilya are so idiots, foolish fellows, can't understand this much of inference as such? They are great tapasvis, Chitta Naishtal, etc. They had. So that means direct cognition, Atmanubhava is necessary, for which all these are required. If that Atmanubhava is not necessary, this will be foolishness to enter into all this, a waste of time, waste of energy. So what we can do? Little inference we can do, and afterwards switch on the TV and go on seeing what is happening there on the screen. Why waste time in other things, etc.? So therefore, this is how all this means. Without Atmanubhava, that Mahavakya Pramana cannot function. So that means Taya, Ataya. Taya means what? That is Ekagra Jya Atma Tattvanubhava. So Atma Tattvanubhava is able to gain. That's why earlier it was told 49 stanza. What was that? Anubhava Gocharaha Atma. Anubhava Gocharaha Atma. That's why this is what is required. Taya Atma Tattvanubhava. And when Atma Tattvanubhava is gained, what? Tato Muktaha Syat. Thereby one gets freed from samsara. And as a result, Na samsari doesn't get subjected to samsara. Janma Marana is not there. So here an order is given. Tapas removes tamasa rajasa vritti, and it enriches or enhances the sattva guna. By sattva guna, Dhi ekagrata. By dhi ekagrata, what is that? Atma Tattvanga. Of course, Shravana, Manana, etc. are taken care of. That is just be viewed in the light of what was told earlier. Shravana, by means, Sattva Guna is increased, and Dhi Ekagrata, there Shravana Manana has to be taken to Atma Tattvanga. Atma Tattvanga means moksha. That is how it is possible. So this is what about the yoga. No, not tapas. Tapas. Now, yoga. So what about the yoga? What is that yoga? So that yoga is now described in 130, 131 and 132, 3 stanzas. Actually, in the original Upanishad, there are 11 mantras devoted for this yoga. And that is, its summary is given here. And many of these 11 mantras we find repeated in 11th chapter of Panchadashi. Brahmanande Yoganandaha. So, I'm just giving a hint. You can make a note if you want. For further elaboration on this, 3 stanzas, 130, 131, 132, with actual original stanzas, some of original stanzas from the Upanishad, we can find in my commentary on 11th chapter of Panchadashi. You are absolute happiness, 11th chapter of this Panchadashi, there on page 132 to 147. That commentary corresponds to stanzas 110 to 118 of chapter 11 of Panchadashi. And pages in my commentary is 132 to 147. Okay, 132 from 132 onwards to 147, which describe the Brahmananda. So there, more elaboration also can be had. Let us see what he has to say. Nirindhanagni vachittam shamed yogena karane sanskara matra sheshatvat nadhi sansartumarhati yogena chittam nirindhanagnivat karane shamet yogena chittam nirindhanagnivat karane shamet dhihi samsaramatra sheshatva dhihi samsaramatra sheshatva sansartum na arhati sansartum na arhati yogena, by yoga. What is yoga? Chitta samadhana, absorption of the mind. Absorption of the mind where? Absorption of the mind in Atma Swarupa, that is nothing but Brahma Swarupa. So that is what is called as yoga here. That is what you will find in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also. Yoga also can mean Karma Yoga. It also Samadhi Yoga, the mind getting absorbed in the Swarupa. 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita speaks of this yoga. This yoga means mind getting absorbed in the Atma Swarupa. What do you mean by mind getting absorbed in the Atma Swarupa? Mind assuming the form of Atma, which is Nirvishesha. So that means after in the 131 you'll find that the mind looking exactly like the Atma Swarupa. Just as when you see your face in the mirror, reflection is what? A replica of your face. So like that, mind is a replica of Atma Swarupa in its true nature, not mixed with all the upadhis and upadhi guna dharmas. That is what is called as, that absorption is called as yoga. Yogena, by such absorption of the mind in the Atma Swarupa, chittam, so antakarna, mind means antakarna, entire antakarna. What happens to that? Nirindhanagnivat, like the fire wherein all fuel is burned. Fire without the fuel means the fire was burned with the fuel. Entire fuel is consumed. Now fuel is over. What happens to the fire? Fire is no more there. It gets put off. So that means it is totally out. So Nirindhanagnivat Shame Karane Shame. So it, that is dissolved, Shame. That Antakarana gets dissolved in its Karana, in its cause. Now the question is, what is the cause of this antakarna? What is the cause of antakarna? Huh? I am not asking that made up of Panchamahavas, etc., Sattvic containers. Immediate cause is Ajnana. But for Ajnana, what base Adhisthana must be there? Chaitanya Rupa Atma. So therefore here, it is not the immediate cause. In sleep, it is what? Antakarna is dissolved in its immediate spot, the Ajnana. This is not sleep we are talking. So the very basis for Ajnana, because of which Ajnana is known, Atma Sarupa. Why? Because the second line speaks of Dhihi na sansartum arhati. That is Dhi, that particular Antakarna cannot get subject to Janma Marana transmigration. And what is told in 131 speaks of Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana only. Therefore here you can't take immediate cause the Ajnana, it has to be taken as what? Atma Sarupa. So therefore Karani means in Sarupa of Atma, Shami. So it gets dissolved. Means Antakarna loses its individual status. That Antakarna is no more Antakarna. That mind is no more. Mind means it is not involved in all mentation.
Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayana Nyayena Margena Mahimahesha Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Vashadu Parjanya Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yamsho Varayita Brahmana Santu Nirmaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashit Dukha Bhagave Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amsangamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om